The Monmouth women's basketball team prepares to come back home. Big matchup with Iona this coming Sunday. But before we look at that, with the head coach Jenny Palmateer, we look back to coach a big win over Hourglass, an in-state rival Rider, a couple days ago. You scored 87 points in a double-figure win. Talk about your team's performance in that game. Got a lot of output from a lot of different players.
Well, I think first of all, we're really pleased to finally be able to get a road victory in the MAC. We know that we're going to have to be able to do that moving forward, and really to try to give ourselves, a great seeding and put ourselves in a position to do well in conference. Scoring wise, I think that we're a team that's capable of putting up some really big numbers. When we're shooting the ball well, we can be a really dangerous team. Yesterday we hit some shots early, which I thought really kind of set us off, and then it just kind of was catchy, and we were able to kind of do that the rest of the game.
And you mentioned the scoring, and it's something that we talk about on the ESPN3 broadcast all the time, the pace of play. You've actually have the top 4 of the 5 top scoring outputs in the MAC this season. What does it mean to you to hear a stat like that and see what you see every day in practice with how these players have bought into the way that you want to play and the up and down style?
Oh, it's really encouraging. You know what I mean? That's something that we really take a lot of pride in, and it's a goal of ours going into every game. And really, I think it's a tribute to we have a lot of weapons. We have some people that can just fill it up when we're playing well and we're getting open shots, moving the ball, and we're patient. We can hit the open shots, and I think that we have a lot of people that we can count on to do that. It's not only our starters. We've had some people come off the bench and give us big games, and so that really it's nice to have a lot of options, and I think that's how we're able to do that.
Well, Coach, it's dizzying for us to see on press row sometimes with how fast you guys go. One of the things that can slow a team down, besides the opposition, is weather, as we've learned, and the game being moved from Saturday afternoon to Sunday afternoon. How does that affect potentially preparation? I know travel with other teams and things like that. As the head coach, getting your team ready now for a game a day later.
I'll tell you, this might surprise some people, but I think the day later is something that I'm not. I'm actually kind of pleased about. We get an extra day rest. Iona does as well, so I don't think either one of us are that upset about the extra day. It definitely changes our preparation, but really it'll let both teams kind of be a little more full strength. I think you after a game where you're getting up and down, some nicks and bangs and bruises and things like that gives it an extra day to heal, and then. Selfishly for us, on the flip side, it's become a double header. And so we would love nothing more than, after the men, have a great showing, for all those fans to be able to stay and root us on. I think that, to have the chance to play in front of a crowd like that would just be a thrill of ours. And we would gain so much energy from that. And this is just such a big game for us as we're, competing against the number 2 team in the conference.
Right, and you mentioned it. The men play 2 o'clock against Marist, but you welcome in this Iona team as we segue into that at 5 p.m. Among the leaders in the league, they have one of the best two-way post players in the league in Joy Adams. And just what is the challenge for your team, getting a team like that at home, especially coming off the big win and, as you said, now getting ready for after one extra day of preparation?
Well, I think they're also a team that has several weapons. Their last game, they were just on fire against Niagara from the three-point line, and it was a very balanced scoring attack, and I think that they're a team that also feeds off of hitting some early shots, and so to be able to have the chance to play them for the first time this season at home is a huge advantage, I think, for us. We would love to be able to capitalize on that for sure.
Coach, we really appreciate a few minutes of your time. Wish you the best of luck against Iona.
Thanks, Eddie.
That's Monmouth women's basketball head coach Jenny Palmateer getting her team ready to host the Iona Gales this Sunday at 5 p.m. after the men's game, 2 p.m. against Marist.